Today we will be going over Chapter 12 quiz that our PreAP students took. So this is cumulative from Section 12.1 to Section 12.8. So question number 1 said find the volume of the cube. So we know that the formula for a volume of a cube, we look at the prisms. Volume equals area of the base times the height of the prism. Well, the area of the base, it's a square at the bottom, so 3 times 3, the base is 9. So volume equals 9 times 3, volume equals 27 inches cubed. Question number 2 is a cylinder. Okay, for a cylinder, we know that the formula is volume equals area of the base times height. Well, it's a circle, so the area of the base is pi r squared. So pi, my radius is 2 squared, times the height of the prism. Volume of this cylinder is equal to 50.27 feet cubed. Question number 3, we have a triangular prism. Prisms are all the same. Volume equals area of the base times the height. Well, I have this right triangle down here as the base, so I want the area of this triangle. Down here at the bottom, I already have base times height. So the area of the bottom is 1/2 6 times 8. Okay. The area of the base is equal to 24. So the volume of this prism is 24 times the height of the prism. 24 times 8 is 192 inches cubed. Question number 4. The ratio of the radii of two similar cylinders is 2 to 5. The volume of the smaller cylinder is 275.42. Find the volume of the larger one. So if I know the ratio is 2 to 5, and I'm talking about volume, we are actually going to cube all of this. And that's equal to the smaller one on top and I'm looking for the larger one on the bottom. So I'm actually going to cube the 2 and cube the 5. That leaves me with 8 over 125 equals 275.42 over x. I'm going to cross multiply and divide. So I have 8x equals 275.42 times 125. And I'm just going to divide that by 8. Okay. The volume of the larger cylinder is equal to 4,303.44 centimeters cubed. For the next question, it's the volume of a cone. The formula for a volume of a cone is 1/3 area of the base times the height of the cone. Well, I don't have the height of the cone. All I have is the slant height. So what I need to do, I need to actually do Pythagorean theorem to find the height of it. I need my radius to find it because I'm going to focus on just this triangle. Okay. So if the diameter is 17, the radius is 8.5. So to figure out the height, a squared plus b squared equals c squared, but I'm looking for a leg. The leg equals the square root hypotenuse squared minus leg squared. The height equals approximately 18.1. Now, since it's multiple choice, I'm going to go ahead and, it's okay to round. My answer will be a little tiny bit off, but I can match it to the closest answer. My height is 18.1. The area of the base, pi r squared. So I'm working up. So the volume equals 1/3 pi r squared times 18.1. When I typed that in, I got 1,369.45. And again, I'm only off by a couple hundredths. I'm going to select A as my answer choice. The next question is question number 6. So question number 6 starts off, it's the surface area of an open box. So we know the surface area of any prism. The surface area is equal to perimeter of the base, height of the prism, plus 2 bases. But this says it's an open box. It doesn't have 2 bases. It only has 1 base. Okay? Okay, so my surface area is equal to, well, perimeter of the base. The bottom of the box is 12 and 20. So perimeter of the base would be 64. Height of the prism is 5. Plus area of the base, which is 12 times 20, that's 240. Okay. Surface area is equal to 560 feet squared. Number 7, a rectangular pyramid has a height that is 12 centimeters long and a base with sides that are each 4 centimeters long. Okay, so here I have a pyramid. The formula for volume of a pyramid is equal to 1/3 area of the base times the height of the pyramid. Well, the base is a square, and it's 4 times 4. So the area of the base is 16. So volume equals 1/3 times 16 times the height of the pyramid, which it already gave us. The volume is equal to 64. Okay. Question number 8. The volume of a cylinder is, and it gave us the radius. We're looking for the height. So we know volume of a cylinder is equal to area of the base times the height of the cylinder. Well, the base is a circle, so pi r squared times the height. It told us that the volume is 1,178.1. And it told us that the radius is 5. And we're looking for the height. I want to get the h by itself. So what I want to do is I want to move this 5 squared. What's 5 squared? 25. And I'll move the pi. I'm going to divide by 25 pi. My answer is my height equals 15. Question number 9. Okay, it's a little bit trickier because here is this cone and it gave us a 60-degree angle. It gave us the height. It did not give us the radius. We can either use trig functions or special rights. Okay, first I need to find the radius of this. I know that if I have a 30, 60, 90, I have x, x square root of 3, and 2x. Right now, across from the 60, it's 18. So if x square root of 3 equals 18, how do I get the x by itself? Well, I divide by square root of 3. I can't leave a radical on the bottom. That's 18 over 3, square root of 3. That's just to show some work. 6 square root of 3. So there's my radius. Okay. Volume equals 1/3 pi r, and I'm going to do double parentheses there, r squared times 18. Volume equals 2035.75. Next question, find the surface area of a sphere. Spheres are pretty easy. Surface area, 4 pi r squared. Surface area is 3,631.68 meters squared. Okay. Question 11. A hemisphere has a base with an area that is 15 square meters. Find the volume of the hemisphere. Round to the nearest tenth. This says round your radius to the tenth place first. The reason we're going to round first is because for a griddable Scantron, we want to make sure we have the exact decimal. In order to find the volume, I need the radius. Right now, I know that the area is equal to 15 pi. Formula for area is pi r squared. Okay, divide by pi. Take the square root. R is equal to the square root of 15. And the square root of 15, if I round to the tenth place first, like it asked me to, is 3.9. Okay. Now to plug it in for a hemisphere. Surface area is equal to, well, I'm going to take the area of a sphere. And I'm going to divide it by 2. My surface area is 124.2 units squared. Okay. The next one says find the volume of this solid figure. So what I have to do is I'm going to have to break up that solid figure into 2 figures that I can take the volume of. So if I actually cut this figure right here, okay, I actually have 2 prisms. I have this top one, and I have this bottom one. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to do the formula for prisms 2 times. Volume equals area of the base times the height of the prism. So I'm going to, if I use that blue one, the area of the base, it's 10 times 4, it's 40. And height of the prism, they don't really give it to me. But they showed me here that this whole thing is 7 and this piece is 3. So what's missing is that the height is 4. So the volume of the first one is 160 centimeters cubed. Volume of the second one, which is the red one, the base on that figure, well, again, I see that this whole thing is 10. And this is 3. So what's left is that this is 7. So it's 7 times 4 on the bottom. that'll be 28. And height of that prism on top is 3. Volume second one is 84. Okay. This was the blue one. This was the red one. Add them together. Volume of this figure is 244 centimeters cubed. Okay. The bottom one says find the surface area of the solid figure. Now just a heads up that the next question is lateral. So what I'm going to do on this one is I'm going to find both. Okay. Again, the next question was lateral anyways. So the lateral is equal to 1/2 perimeter of the base times the slant height. So my lateral is 1/2. Perimeter of the base is 24. Slant height is 12. So for question 14, the answer was 144. But for this one, I wanted total surface area. So I'm going to take the lateral and I'm going to add the base, the area of the base, which is 1/2 base times height. Well, okay, I know my base is 8. What's my height? If I cut this in half, it's 4. This is a 60. I cut this in half, so it's a 30. So across from my 30 is 4, so across from my 60 is 4 square roots of 3. So my height is 4 square roots of 3. So my total surface area was 171.7 meters squared. Okay. Again, I already did question 14, so the very last I'm going to do, we have two more. It's question 15 and 16. 15 says he wants to make a 1/50th scale drawing. And of a 3,700 square foot house. I'm talking about surface area here, so I'm going to square it. And this time, I want to know how small it is, so x over 3,700. 1 over 2,500 equals x over 3,700. Cross multiply, divide. The answer is 1.48. Again, that's dealing with surface area. So it's 1/50th of the size. The last question of this quiz that we just took. Talked about a prism. We're looking for the height. Well, volume equals our surface area. The last question gave us surface area of the prism, but it's asking to find the height. So the surface area equals perimeter of the base, height of the prism, plus 2 areas of the base. Okay, the base is 9 and 4, so the perimeter is 28. I don't know the height. Area of the base is 9 times 5, which is 45. And it told us that the surface area was 258. So 258 equals 28h plus 90. Subtract 90 from both sides. Divide by 28. The height of this prism equals to 6. We've wrapped up this quiz now. Hopefully this helps you understand what we did on it.